goal that we want to achieve is whenever user clicks on one of these user, he might be interested in seeing all the details, what the ID is, what the description is, what the name for that user is. So in order to do that, we'll have to create one more partial, and we say user detail .html. And in this user detail HTML, what we will do is we'll define one div, and here so we have created one more partial, and that partial we want to load whenever somebody says I'm interested in getting the user's detail. So what we will do is we'll paste one more thing over here, and this is users slash user ID. This is what we are saying, and here we will say this is user detail .html, and we'll say bz user detail ctrl. So we can make another controller with a different, and yeah, here if we go, we'll say that this is user detail bz user detail ctrl, and inside this what we are getting is we have to get the parameter of what is being passed to this controller, and that parameter will be this user ID parameter. So we are interested in getting that and showing that. So as of now, what we will do is we will say var user, or rather than var user, we'll say scope dot user. So RouteParams is going to give us this ID. RouteParams is another injection that we have to do here. So we'll say like this RouteParams, and RouteParams is something that we'll inject over here, and for the time being we will go and see what details does it show when we click one particular user. So we do F5. Okay, looks like there is some, okay, no change. So if we go to users, yeah, if we click Angular, then we are going to users 1, and whenever we go to users 1, we should ideally be getting this RouteParams. Oh sorry, it was user ID, so that's my bad. We should be, since here we are passing it as user ID, I should have looked at that earlier. Yeah, so when we are getting the ID 1, this is the 1 ID thing, this is 2 ID. Now we are getting, when we are getting these parameters, then what we should do is we should be putting this user ID over here, and that is what should get displayed in the users. So when we go here, yeah, so 1 we are seeing, same way we will see 2 and 3 and 4. Now what we wanted to show was whatever user is selected, ideally we would want to load that particular user over here. So what we can do is we can say scope.users, and we say number, because RouteParams gives us a string RouteParam.user ID, so we are converting that into index, and then we are loading it here. So okay, now detail 1 cannot read property 1 of undefined. Okay, reason is it is not seeing any scope here. Now one trick we have to use, and the trick will be we have to make these users as a global users. So what I'll do is, okay, I'll paste it here for the timing. So let's get this entire thing and paste it once again, and let's call it bz main ctrl. So we will go and define one main ctrl over here, and this main ctrl that we are going to define will be the one that will enclose the entire application. So we can have nested controllers as well. So this is the main ctrl, that means whatever objects it has, they will be available to all the nested, all the inner we can say inner controllers. Now this is the outer controller which has something global, and this global will be shared. So now we don't need this at all, because user thing also will be sharing this. And we see, we go to index, we go to login, we go to users, all the users are coming from the global shared area. When we click one user, we see the user ID, we see the name, and we see the description.